Your Saskatchewan Roughriders set to take on the BC Lions tomorrow at Mosaic Stadium. The man in charge of the team is in studio this morning. He's come bearing gifts. Craig, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Derek.
Craig Reynolds, of course, the CEO of the organization. Let's start, before we get into the game or anything else, let's start with the design that you're going to be wearing tomorrow night.
Yeah, we love the Indigenous logo designed by Chris Chippick out of Saskatoon. And so last year we launched the green on green logo you see on the helmet here, and that's what we'll be wearing tomorrow night. The guys will be wearing that on the helmets. And then just last week we launched the colorized version of the logo, which you see on the t-shirts and on my shirt here, which we just love.
Is this flying out of the store? It must be.
It is. It really is. Yeah, I was in the store earlier this week, and it was very, very busy. It's proving to be very, very popular, and it's just a gorgeous design.
How important is the Indigenous connection for the team?
It's extremely important, and one of the key ways we do that is through our Key Saskatchewan game, which is this Saturday. And obviously, our provincial team and Indigenous culture is a key part of the province's identity and the province's culture, and so we want to celebrate the Indigenous community, Indigenous traditions, Indigenous language. We do that all on Saturday, and the reality is our fans love this game. They love how we celebrate Indigenous culture, and it's part of our commitment to truth and reconciliation as well.
And what can we expect when we go to the game?
You can expect a lot of Indigenous dance, Indigenous performances.
Are you doing the PA again?
Yes,
okay.
Yeah, Indigenous language. We announced the team with a different Indigenous language this year, so that's always exciting. And then at the end of it, fans are invited back on the field at the end of the game, which is always great to see the field filled with young fans.
And you want merch flying out of the place because those numbers are up. You just had your annual general meeting. Things look pretty positive, at least for now.
Yeah, we did.
We had a couple of years where it's been questionable.
Yeah, we had a very positive financial year. It's one of our actually stronger years in our history. So, I think thanks to our fans, obviously, but two things when you talk about last year, the home playoff game, that obviously helps the bottom line when you're hosting a home playoff game. And the second one is our alt logo. So we launched our Obsidian jerseys, and they flew off the shelves.
Still are.
They still are.
I was just in there yesterday.
Yeah, no, they're still very, very popular. We're actually trending ahead of where we were last year, even on the merch sales. And last year was the best year in merchandise we've had since 2018, pre-pandemic.
Incredible. The one thing that stood out from the report for me was that single game tickets are up and season tickets are down. Why?
Yeah, I think there's a change in consumer habits that we've seen since COVID, and I think the time commitment is a challenge nowadays. You hear it everybody's busy, and so I think what we've seen is a little bit of a shift to single game purchasing. Having said that, though, this year we've had some really good success in growing our season ticket numbers, and we're actually up 78% year over year in new season tickets. So that trend hopefully is reversing, but we've certainly seen a lot of single game purchases. We set the record last year, the most ever in our franchise history in terms of single game purchases, and we're seeing that to the start of this year, single game purchases are up as well.
Maybe I'm a little biased because our kids are in swimming lessons together, and he lives down the street. But Corey Mace, big part of that.
Big part of that, the energy brings. I think just the belief, that he brings for our football team, and obviously, winning really helps. And to start 3-0 is really important. And 2 tough road games as well, and get those out of your system down east. I think things are certainly trending up, and Corey's a big part of that.
What steps are you taking to make the game more affordable for fans?
A lot, Daryl. We've been focusing on youth and families for a number of years. So we've got a youth package, a family package for under $100. You can get a family of 4, so that's less than $25 a ticket. 50% off youth pricing. And actually, over the last number of years, we've reduced the price of seats in the stadium by 13,000 seats. So almost 40% of the stadium has been reduced in terms of pricing. So we're trying to keep it affordable, on top of some concession deals as well.
I love it, Craig. Thank you so much for this and for showing off the merchandise, and you can see it on the field. 5 o'clock kickoff Saturday at Mosaic Stadium.